Hi, how are you, Mapu? Can you please share with us who you are, where you come from, and what you're doing in Earth Star to do?
Hi everyone, I'm Booroo. I've come up from the south coast, one of my places of my bloodline, and I'm here up in the Hunter Valley at Numagi with Jinky. We've just held Boogaree, opened up the big law ground to bring everyone together in this time through women of mixed bloodlines. It's time now to bring everyone together from all directions on earth to do what's right for country, for Mother Earth, for the children of the future. It's been a big journey to get to this point. A lot of learning, a lot of bringing through and finding the information, the truth. It's been a time of big magic, of breaking down of what we've been taught of how things are meant to be, which has all been a lie and illusion to keep us all separated. We are all spirit beings. We all belong on this earth.
So
We're
true.
all here for Mother Earth, for the future generations.
So really lovely to meet you, Booroo Gaia. I'm Maji Jinky Booroo, Jinky, and just for those who kind of, because we're like in Balali and we're here now, and it's great to see you again, my old friend. Many lifetimes, and round we go, and here we are again in these forms, whether we in a human bodysuit or a tree bodysuit or a wombat bodysuit, or just a whale or grass or stone bodysuit. So can you take us back just a little bit, just a little bit, to just where you started and how you got to meet me and how we got to build on this to be so strong in the change that we are now, and it's happening. So please, Booroo, lovely to see you again, my friend.
Thank you. It's lovely to see you again. So where I first met Jinky was out at Rocky River. I'd gone to an event out there and I'd heard her start to talk, and something inside me just came up and I ran. And so I left that event and I was coming back to that same area a week later, and I came there, I seen there was a row of tents, then no tents. There was one spot vacant and then a row of tents. So I set up my camp there and I just lit my fire, and then Jinky come walking up from the river and in through my camp. So I said to her, "Carrie Ann, I'm Jacinta's cousin." Darrigal Mob, come over here, we're doing some law stuff,
Oh, that famous woman, singer-songwriter, Carrie Ann Cox.
Yes. That's the name.
That's me, everyone.
At that time. Yeah.
Yep.
And then I met you as Jinky.
Beautiful.
In that moment.
Jinky Water Spirit,
Yes.
Naji Bola. So also even before then, because I saw you and I was like, thank you, Creator, for bringing Kangaroo Mother. And just for people who don't know you, I heard a little bit about where you started, and you did a lot of the mapping and groundwork in regards to sovereignty. So can you touch on that part and the healing, and can you touch on that part of what you're actually doing with the sovereignty and the gatherings and all that, please, Booroo?
Okay, so around the sovereignty stuff, that was brought to us in the Blue Mountains, and so I started to gather with that mob that was doing the sovereignty the sovereignty stuff, and then we held ceremony in Parramatta and down at Bondi, and all the mobs that were involved in sovereignty come down there for ceremony. And so I started attending more and more events around the sovereignty stuff, but I wasn't actually quite getting what they were meaning. You know, there was a lot of intellectual talk and,
I can agree.
And all that kind of stuff.
Same.
And then it was once I met you that you put it into easier terms for me to comprehend, to get. You started clicking things for me, clearing things for me, you know, from that old stuff, you know, coming from Sydney and being the first of the invasion.
Yes.
All of that I was carrying, all that trauma and hardness.
That's right.
And the best thing that I really took on board that you had shown me was carrying that sovereignty within myself. Bottom line was that we are all spirit. We have all got rights to be on this planet, and that no one has the right to rule us or override us or trespass against us.
Yeah, we're not for sale or for hire, and
Right.
we are private properties, as well as the bodysuit is a private property, and our children are private property, and the land is private property, and all fixed assets associated to Mother Earth is fixed property. That's right. Is that correct, Booroo?
That's correct.
And I just wanted to just kind of get correction and a seal of confirmation, or affirmation, should I say, not con. Con, reedy. It's all adverb pronoun, and it means no. So no. So it's no affirmation, confirmation. Redress is no address, so we don't really get to go and open the wound that hasn't been healed, and so there's no address to solving the problem. So I just wanted to ask you, just so I'm corrected and that I stand in my correct status of standing with you, but is it true and right and just and correct to say that it was the grandmothers, women who started the sovereignty activation? And can you share a little bit to us how that happened?
Oh. Grandmother's first law. And
Yeah.
needed to come back to that.
Yeah, but isn't it, I think you were telling me about how, like, you know, we had the men coming around and doing the sovereign tribal mob, but I think I was listening to you talk about the conversations of the initiatives of these women who had grounded it first. So I was kind of coming more into, yes, it's always grandmother's law, and yes, you are, Mother Earth is feminine and masculine and balance, our greatest star, the blue star. So I was just kind of touching on that in terms of, because everyone's kind of been activated, and no disrespect to our brothers, but, you know, give the women a go, the men a better go. And, you know, I just found it really fascinating from one of our many talks we've had, and we have to timeline it and record it and capture it. So did I get it from you, or was it something that I just picked up from?
Maybe you just picked it up.
All right. Well, it's, yeah.
But it's true. I'm walking in with the footsteps of my grandmothers.
Yes.
And it is the women coming back together to hold that place, and to bring everyone back in together, because that's what grandmas do, right?
That's right.
That's what our grandmothers do.
Our Gamanis, sacred ones.
They love us all. They will growl us when we need growling.
Put us on path again.
Right. But they hold that space of our communities. They hold that real deep connection to Mother. Which
is common unity. That's where community comes from. It's a commune of like-minded beings and way showers and shakers and movers of these times, the change makers and the light holders, shining bright as the fire stick, So it's like maybe it's just come back to me as Carrie Ann Cox, singer-songwriter, and doing that. And of course, you politically orientated in those arenas, and the country called me home. And it's like my sister saying to me one time, because I go back home after my trips and go back to base, and she's saying, "Oh, you're right, Kay." The family called me Kay. Kay is coming up the light. And going, "You're right, Kay. You always had a ticket to fly, but some of us don't." And I just rose up in my passionate state of being, and said, "Well, in 5 years I'm going to come back and I'm going to clean this place up," which is Beagle Bay community, where I started, and I'm Mabu Beagle Bay community. I love you, and I just said, and I'm going to all give you a ticket to fly. And I didn't know what I was doing, but the land keeps you, and we all keep. And well, you all kept me in the promises because we're all one, and then I found myself running for chair, and with my other sister Rebecca and Auntie Mona, and we were the chain makers, and we didn't know what we were doing, but we trusted the process and got in. And then we called the whole of government in, the Prime Minister and Cabinet, and I also I bought a binding of the bilateral agreements between state and federal. So we had a one whole of government response into the community, and of course that's when I got to see the I suppose the craziness and the trickery and the betrayal and of the public servants, because they're just public servants, and we're government, and you got to remember that we government make the law, and public servants and judges, they create rules, amendment legalese, ex pretend fiction, ex pretend fiction, fiction ex pretend fiction. So yeah, and and I was quite established, as an independent singer-songwriter, and I had the life, but it's like saying, well, I gave all my riches away and sat under a tree and became enlightened, right? Yeah. And so that was in 2004, and then I had the Prime Minister and Cabinet, which became Naya, and that was the time when ADSIC was being abolished and taken out, and I think it was great because it was a similar reality in that political system structure that captured our men and made them bad apples, because you just go into bad apples and you become a bad apple, and you compromise. And so I was very happy that ADSIC got abolished and that we had brought the ancient voice on the ground to the people on the ground, because they're just public servants and administrators misappropriating our funds, not utilizing our funds, and robbing our inheritance and bringing us to this crazy cycle that we're going through a crisis and all that stuff. So yeah, it's really amazing to kind of meet you at the gold in the Rocky River, and to bring our women, and even like all you women then joining me, and you became the bus driver, and Uncle Lois, bless you, Lois of the Cook, Nganjabal people from Byron Bay area and Gargamay, our camp there, giving Uncle Lou saying, give Jingy the bus, Lois. The men have had a go, and that was similar to my grandfather. I love him, and I've just we've just come out of sorry business, and I had a beautiful 4 years with him before I came here now. And he just said to me the same way, like Uncle Lewis, if you're going to do this, Kay, you got to go all the way, all the way, Kay. And I love you, Lul. Beautiful, and thank you for handing the law and the light. And Galgara Balali was coming out and coming into this law, and Balali is big law open now, and Lian, Mabu, Spirit is good, Ngalu, Holy Spirit in the land, and clearing the old into the new. So
well, that's the same for me. My dad, I'm like, Dad, I've got to go and do this. Well, I will just come, I won't speak, he would say. You get up and you speak, and I will just stand beside you.
Oh, beautiful, Uncle, love you.
So my dad showed me that too, that his support it is the time of the women, of the grandmothers, of the mothers, to come in and bring everyone in doesn't matter whether you're black, white, red, yellow, rainbow, speckle, whatever. We are all people of the earth, and we all need to come together in order to make sure there's things left for the inheritance of our children.
Like that song,
generations ahead of us.
Like that song,
Yep.
Protect the family, oh people of the land. Come on,
Yep.
come on, make a stand. Rise up and be heard, speak your truth then. Come together, heal the pain inside.
Yeah, and
So-
as you say, if we stay separated between black, white, whatever nationalities, that we can't do this.
So which brings me to the point that you're Stewart, right? And I'm Cox. And we come from the Rhine table of knights and honourable. And of course, our castle is Balmoral, not Windsor, daughter of Hanover. Go back to Germany. We forgive you. We love you. Still part of Europe. Charles, Windsor. We're just speaking as Balmoral Castle. And the picks and the shays and Middle Earth of the elementals and the magic of the people to be activated in each and one of us. And so that's the womb. My women are mixed bloodline size. So
Yes.
we're so, through ancient warring, and it doesn't matter what timeline, but we all were doing it too. And it's the marriaging lines are the ones that actually create the bridge over troubled waters and make us into the rainbow, the rainbow serpent. So we're the one human tribe of the rainbow serpent, the colors of the rainbow, So,
Yep.
and it's really good to meet you, Coxie, because Coxie and Stewart's one. So, and it's just amazing, and then we find out the other mobs all connected, and we all don't need to be fighting anymore because we're all one mob,
That's right. So a lot of us carry a lot of different bloodlines from all around the world. We are a United Nations. We cannot rely on these corporate entities to do what needs to be done.
So corporate entity would be like they say, dead men on piece of paper
Like
is
the government corporation, like
dead men on piece of paper, which would be saying corporate fiction title on pieces of paper. All right, so. And then there's the living tree, and we are the living tree, and we are the living sovereigns, and so generous means divine and natural law, and that public servants could face up to in that system, but we in our law, so we're into forgiveness, and that we've all learned from it, and that we can all come home together and get a seed of life, even those who sold their soul. But Section 486 is identity theft, which is a birth certificate, and that we lost at sea, and then we can't claim 7 years, tricking the mother, and who is the sole owner until the child is grown up to claim his inheritance and run the administration and be self-governing. And then it's a tricky little thing, and then all our inheritance of our energies, our paper book money, and it's beautiful, it's lovely play, goes to the public servant. So that's what you call identity theft, DNA, copyright, breach of private property, and breach of a private living man, and living man with a womb, as women, man with caves. So, and also that affects Article 36 in our defense when an international treaty has been broken, alongside Article 35, and you can look it up, and it's part of our mandate and the COVID stuff of mortgages and property law, which is not just separate from us. We are the mortgage and title of assets and security, and it's just the house is just a big body of our bodysuit, and the car is just a bigger foot falcon that's moving with 4 wheels, and it's just an extension of us. So, and also it goes back to Article 1, our trade agreements and our treaty agreements through the as peace members, and the declaration of the UN charters that's there to be followed and to be followed through right to the end. As we come together in one circle and remembering and knowing who we are. Yeah. Article 1, Paragraph 2, Clause 3, and Clause 3 is about our security, and the contracts and the new issuing of license can only be granted and issued by the correct attorney and trust protector as we start to separate powers to all those way showers and light holders to be able to implement the new ways. So it's an exciting time to be able to go back to those things. And even the Constitution is really important because it was set by Federation before it got hijacked by the banks and all the judicial, political, and churches, Roman Catholic Church, all those churches who partaked and parlayed around those contracts and sold out to the merchant ships. And we went to all fought in World War II to stop the Bankies from taking over the planet. And even we got bombed in Broome and bombed in like the Pearl Harbor, so lest we forget. And that also in 1600 the HMS Beagle came into Beagle Bay, which is Beagle Bay, and that's where our treaties were activated. And over here with Cook, we've had those who were not honorable, and it's like, you know, those of us who go into that system, we get corrupted and the virus steps in. So, you know, these sections are to be applied, and Section 26 is that in the 99 referendum of all the people in this country did not grant local government any power. So that's like the Shire of Sydney, Parramatta, the state that we call it as New South Wales and Western Australia, and all the states and territories don't have power because the people were strong, and you affect those guidelines. It's a charter to bring you through. And then we have Section, why? Because of Section 44. Section 44, they're running out the door because there's no honor among thieves, because they are private members association like us, but that we're not members of, but they're within their political parties and judiciary and churches. And so there's Section 44, the private members and their establishments, foreign members should I say, because we're private, we're all private in association, but they're foreign to us because they're not giving us and putting it on the table the contract that we can't be a party to in full light to agree on those terms and conditions. So we were tricked into contracting, and everything is null and void and obsolete. It doesn't. It's rubbish within those agreements. But all shall be compensated. So that's crimes against humanity under Section 40. Criminal Code section, and Criminal Code section 46 is 486 is identity theft, and then Criminal Code breaches of section 488 for financial fraud. So this has to do with what they made deals with, and now here we are, and the light is upon the facts, and facts is law, and law is truth, in fact, that we are all in law. And that's what a true in-law is. And that is what to be a true outlaw is to be dishonorable, to have no honor. So lest we forget, and Section 126 means that I've done it in good faith for the 13 Grandmother Star Skin Kin laws, serving 14 days notice of jurisdiction of want, and failure to rebut jurisdiction of want is now here. We're occupying this space at Gondwana First Light here at Booroo, Earth Star. And so that was, to your Her Majesty the Queen, to the His Holiness the Pope, to His Excellency the Governor General, and to the Honorable Prime Minister in Cabinet. So they will all serve that in 2012, and so that's all been met in good faith with the seals that you have of Balali, and also the flag that belongs to all of us, because it's about the setting sun and the rising sun, and the seven sisters, the DNA strand, and then Venus, Kulara, Morning Star, Blue Eyes, and Burangulma, Green Eyes, Venus, goddess of love, light that we are. And the 8th is infinity, and the 9th start to the grounding time now of who we are as the change that we've been waiting for. So that would then come into effect of Section 126, which would be pretty much cease and desisting and grabbing all our assets, waterways, tenements, everything that's associated with, we all know that. So all fixed assets on the land belongs to the crown and the original crown, and we are all original DNA, because I am speaking as the ancient voice of the birthplace of humanity and the mitochondrial DNA in the blueprint. And we are all purple thumbs because we're all royal blue blood members in our association of these association contracts of our terms and conditions. And that's pretty much to say, well, he said that and she said that, it was her say, and that's why we have that. So we've got it written down, so there is no confusion with that. So, and then it brings us to 107, 108, 109. So once you reach 109, that's the end of the Constitution, which is 51. And Article 51 is Magna Carta, and we have a right to a lawful rebellion, to rebel this foreign state and to step these public servants down. And they can face up to 10 years imprisonment, but we know what prisons do and what it serves, and we don't need to repeat this cycle, because we're moving on and we're all grown-ups, because malu mabu neo gone forever ngagla. We're not small and we're not little now, little spirits, and we're all grown up. Is what I opened the ground in the videos that you see in there at the beginning place, and this is beginning place, Numagi, new earth and new heaven earth. So so that's all finished, all over it. Oh my, game over, can we play a new game? So we go back to Section 1 and 2. The people shall preamble, the people shall gather. So we're gathering, and the circle is growing and it's getting bigger, because it's common sense with common standing of common unity, of the unification of the 7 staffs of Mother Earth delegation, 4 that sits here at first light, and the 3 that sits in the last light, and the 4 is the eagle, and I have the polar bear. I can move land and sea, which is the ecosystem and the greening of Gondwana. And then you've got the whale, and I have the masculine polar bear, because I'm like really kind and fair, and I just gotta get into my masculine side to help the feminine say, all right, let's get on with it, chinky. And also spider, so that's sitting the 4th here, staffs at first light, and then the 3 of polar bears, feminine in Greenland, Uncle Angar, and Loretta, afraid of bear cook, Sioux Nation, biggest nation of Turtle Island, Americas, the Great Americas, and also the other whale that sits around India, the Vedas. So, so that's all beautiful. We got it all covered. So this is winding it up. So Section 1 and 2, and the reason why we go back to the beginning, where we have soft landing and we're all one, because Dreamtime is to be fully awake right now, and that the past and the future is now, in the here now present, mijala mabu, here live living, yai, you, me, all of us, mabu, new beginning cycle, inja kojara, come together, mabu, come, good, lian mabu, good spirit, kojara, Medara Ranji Raguja, rise to lightning spirit. We're rising too from the ground. We don't come from monkeys or Homo erectus. Bless you, my sister Lucy. Homo erectus is Homo sapien, now into Homo lumius. But we come from the ground. We're mud people, and we rise up, and then we just go back down into the ground, and we just go to sleep. Nothing dies. So we're at 1 and 2, and then 3, amazing. 1, 2, 3, body, mind, and spirit activated. You know who you are. We're light beings having a human experience. So what are you here to do? And we're all on borrowed times, and our beautiful bubbas have inherited the earth. So we heal and let go of the 7 generations that have come before us. And in front of us, we are now gifting 7 generations in front of us, those genetic genetic strands of creation, 7 genetic strands of all that we are, not just the human spirits and bubbas, but the tree spirits and the grass spirits and ngana, you know what I'm talking about. So
I'm here to be the truth, or part of the truth, because there's a circle. I'm here to role model that. I'm here to bring people through. I'm here to hold what needs to be held without being corrupted.
to be bought or sold,
Right.
You shall not. We shall not even go there, because we've learned too, and we've been doing it too, through those 28,000 years.
I'm here to be the talk of spirit. Whatever comes through me, bring through the wisdom. Part of showing the way, holding the circle and for others.
Beautiful.
I'm here to
Wabu.
bring through the medicine. I'm here to...
As the healed,
Yeah.
I feel healed. You feel healed?
Yep. There's a lot of people who've known me growing up, and they know what I was like. And they see me now, so it gives others permission.
So as grandmothers, and that's the canon law, which is the Bible, which is about 2,000 years old, interpretations from the Old Testaments, the New Testaments. I'll read from the Old Testaments, but it's still a very new concept, a new idea as to serving His Holiness with the mortuary laws of creation. And so I'm just averaging that we're Mother Solus, which is on the other side of the universe, and then infinity and beyond is about 14.7 billion light years from Federation space of Earth, and minus or plus 800 million years older than our universe itself. So that's pretty much who we are, and that's our heritage trail from the stars and back again. And as the gatekeeper as a Pleiadian, and as a gatekeeper of the Stargate, coming into these great realms and estates as temporal and spiritual, as spirit in the temporary body